A lot has changed in the last 5 months since I posted here. For instance, I got married, but nothing has changed in the pageant industry. For the ones who know me and for the ones who don't, I am Lake Uthaya. I am the founder and pageant coach at Electra. I am a Miss World India 2022 state winner, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about something huge that is happening at Miss Universe. This video, as usual, is going to be divided into 5 chapters. The first one will talk about the background of Miss Universe in today's day and age. The second will be who is Navath. The third is going to be what actually happened, that is the tea. And the fourth is what actually followed going ahead. And we're going to end with a few personal life updates. So if you know me and you want to stick around till the end, then you please do, because I have some interesting things to tell you. But let's get started. Chapter 1, the background. So this Miss Universe edition is the 74th edition and it is happening in Thailand. What you should know about Miss Universe is that number one, it is of course the biggest pageant in the world currently, but there have been a lot of internal changes. Certain presidents have stepped down. The leadership roles have changed so much in the last 2 to 3 years, and they also filed for bankruptcy in 2023, and they have been under a lot of financial pressure. What you should know from a business perspective is when an organization is under financial pressure, that's when the sponsors gain an upper hand and a lot of power, and that's when there's like a cross-pollination of roles, which you will understand better when we come to the next chapter. Chapter number 2, who is Navath? I have spoken about him briefly in 2 of my videos, one where there was a national director change after Rachel Gupta won Miss Grand International, and there was a second video which was the infamous time when Rachel Gupta stepped down as the reigning queen of Miss Grand International. Please go watch those 2 videos. I'll also link it. But knowing about this person is important so you understand the context. Navath is basically the founder of Miss Grand International, which is an organization in Thailand. In 2025, Miss Grand International acquired the license for Miss Universe Thailand, which means that now they are also the national director of Miss Universe Thailand pageant. Also in 2025, it was announced that under his leadership, Miss Universe will be conducting the 74th edition in Thailand, which means he becomes the host country, and a major contract revolves around him supporting the entire organization, bring in all of these delegates and have a smooth competition. Also announced as an executive or a senior position in the organization of Asia and Oceania. Coming to chapter 3, the tea. Here's what actually happened. So during one of the seatings where all the delegates were seated in a conference room, Navath comes in and starts ambiguously talking about a certain contestant who's not been adhering to all the sponsor commitments that she is supposed to. He goes on to bash the national director, say that the national director is dumb of a certain contestant and is thrown out of the country, and if you are blindly just going to be adhering to the national director, you are also dumb. And until then she stands up.
Okay.
And he goes like, no, don't stand up. I'm still talking. But she goes on to say that if you have a problem with my national director, that's yours. And it's not fair for me to be humiliated. In Miss Mexico's part, she has done it right. See, national directors play a very huge role when you are going to an international pageant, because there are so many different contestants and they kind of create a buffer between what the organizations want from the contestant and how much the contestant can give. They kind of play the role of a manager, but of course have bigger positions than that, because if you are constantly going to be doing admin tasks, you cannot focus on the competition. So that's where the national director comes in to approve a few things before it goes on the delegates page. As she starts speaking, he gets angry and he calls security. And because his English is not as strong, he says, "Security, where is the gun?" Before we move ahead, pause this video and tell me in the comments, what would you have done? You are sitting amongst 121 other country delegates and someone is constantly insulting you, calling you names, but you also have a lot at stake, right? Because you are here to win a pageant and not necessarily go into this back and forth with one of the executives of the entire pageant. What would you do as a contestant? Let me know in the comments below. Chapter 4, here's what followed. So Miss Mexico, when the security was called, she just picks up her things and she walks out on her own. And a lot of contestants who just have a very "we are done with this" look on their face get up and walk out with her. And like Navath visibly gets very frustrated. He starts telling the delegates to stop, and he says that anybody who wants to continue peacefully in this competition will sit back down, but then half of them really like go away. Miss Mexico walks out and gives a very powerful statement that says that I hope that every woman who's watching this from home realizes that no matter how big her dream is, or even if she has a crown, if anything is taking away your dignity, you have to walk away from it. And that gave me chills. If you have watched my other videos where I talk about the beauty pageant crisis that kind of was happening in India as well, I do go on to continuously mention that no crown, no opportunity is worth your dignity and giving up your values. During my pageant, by the way, I was the voice every time something wrong was happening in the organization. And let me be honest, the organization might not like you, but they respect you. Surprisingly, the reigning Queen Victoria, who was in that, also got up, walked out, and said to the camera that this is not a very fair way of how girls should be treated, and so she's taking her stand and she's walking out. Her voice cracks while she's saying it, which you can only imagine what a difficult situation that is, because you just look at contestants as like pretty girls with gowns, but you're bound by so many contracts. You have so much restriction over everything you can and cannot say, and to take certain stand like this on your own can have many legal implications, because a lot of the times contracts get twisted. So these are very difficult moves to make. Very quickly, Miss Universe had to do damage control, and a press statement was released where the president, who is Rahul, goes on to say that Nawat has to be stopped. It's a long video, I've linked it, you can go watch it, but he goes on to say that Nawat will have very limited access to whatever is going to happen for the rest of the competition, and Miss Universe, of course, wants their candidates to shine, and it emphasizes on respect and dignity and code of conduct. From a business standpoint, I understand why Nawat probably thought that having a face-to-face discussion with the candidates might help with the sponsorship, or help them move things along faster, but he completely forgot that there is a human touch to it. You cannot approach everything from a business angle just getting your money's worth, because there's a people on the other side, and like team care, respect, all of these things have also to be kept in mind. Apparently, he also apologized after like half the girls left the room, and even in one of his live chats, he's seen apologizing. But what's the use? With great power comes great responsibility. Clearly, he's not heard of that. Hope the competition goes on smoothly from now on, but given that we know the man and we know that he holds grudges and clearly has an upper hand because he's financially more capable than the others, I'm really worried. As a former pageant contestant, I know how much time and energy preparing for a pageant takes, and I'm sure it is 10 times more when you're preparing for it internationally. And like there are times that only your concealer can cover your late nights, and sometimes only a good moisturizer can help with patched and dry skin because of excessive makeup. And yeah, if you are interested to know the products that will actually help you in your pageant, I've linked them. Make sure you check that out. Chapter 5, let's get up close and personal. I feel like I owe you an explanation as to why I've been away. It's just that for the last 5 months, I needed to create a market for myself properly. I feel like I've been putting my feet in too many boats. So I just focused on being an influencer, and it has worked really well. And now I have the bandwidth to go back into doing things like YouTube. Oh yes, and I did get married. I have a video on this channel where I'll be talking about how I met my soulmate, or what is the inner work I had to do, because I know a lot of young girls follow me, so please stay tuned for that. I also have a vlog channel that I've started, so if you want to get a little more up close and personal with my life, want to see what my daily life looks like, things that I'm experiencing, you can always go subscribe. The link is in the description. I am currently planning to start pageant coaching again, but this time with group classes because I do not have the time for one-on-ones. But I'm still setting things up in motion. So please hype me up in the comments by telling me if you really need it. And make sure you follow Electra, which is my Instagram page as well, so that you get real-time updates there. Thank you for watching. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. I am Lake Uthaya, your pageant coach, and let me leave you with this. Remember, always remember, no crown is worth your dignity and self-respect. Okay? I'll see you in the next one. Bye!